You know, I've been fortunate to float several rivers in the state of Texas, the Llano, the Guadalupe, and some others, but the Devil's River is one that was always on my bucket list that I wasn't necessarily sure I was going to get a chance to go do. So when I had a chance to come out here and do this little short Devil's River float that we got to do today, I jumped on it, and I tell you, I've been excited and thinking about it ever since the invitation came down.
I met Wade down at in Del Rio, and we headed north, maybe 25 miles on pavement, and then another 25 miles back on dirt road, and another 10 miles. We went till the road ended and got to a gate and came back in another 5 or 10 miles through ranch roads to get to this place. And it's, I mean, it's secluded, it's desolate, and you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. And but everybody out here is just glad to be here.
It'll be a pretty exciting adventure here. We're going way off the beaten path, well above Lake Amistad, where the Devil's River comes in. And, you know, it's pretty harsh, pretty extreme country that we're getting into. And there's only a couple of places you can actually even get onto the river from a public standpoint and be able to float down. And there's a lot of regulations and things you got to keep in mind when you're doing this. But this is a float that I've always wanted to go do. So we've got some Hobie kayaks loaded up in front of us, and we're gonna put in the Devil's River and see what we can make happen as we go down for the day.
You know, it's funny, after driving 20 miles literally down dirt roads in this kind of deserty, rough area, you know eventually you're going to come to a river because you've heard so much about it. And but when it actually opens up to you and you just see this beautiful clear water, you just, once again, it's a contrast. It just doesn't seem like it should be here. And it's the lifeblood of this little area. So yeah, you just kind of take it all in and just know that it's great being this close to creation and seeing part of creation you haven't seen before.
The Devil's River is well known as basically being the most pristine river in the state of Texas, and it's also one of the most remote. I mean, when you get in this country here, you're nowhere. I mean, there's just nothing around. You have to put in on some public land or have access via private land, and then you float several miles down before you're going to have an opportunity to even get off the river. This isn't a place that you go unprepared. It's a place that you got all the gear packed and got people with you in case something happens. This is about one of the most beautiful sights you're going to find if you like the outdoors.
Let's get up in the middle and find them.
This is pretty awesome. Doesn't get much better than this. Fish. Oh, little bluegill. That's the cool thing about this. You catch everything. Little wacky worm.
There is not a prettier part of the world to do this in.
Not at all.
There's another one.
On a bed?
They're all in here, Wade. There's a 3-pounder. I got too close to them.
My old buddy
They're just watching me now, but
he can be a little sneaky.
Wade will get them.
He likes this river stuff. It's his world.
You see them? They're right here in this pocket. There's 3 of them running around in there.
There's one right there. There's a little one right there. I can catch that fish.
The Fisherman's Handbook is brought to you in part by Cabela's, it's in your nature. Granger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Yamaha Marine, reliability starts here. And by Garmin, the power of simple.
You just want to fish, not mess around with buttons and settings and such. That's why they made every Garmin Echo fish finder easy to use. You see fish, you catch fish, easy. Fight fish, not your fish finder. Get the unsurpassed power, clarity, and dependability of a Garmin Echo Fish Finder.
From bass and walleye to crappie in the great outdoors, you deserve more than old school aluminum. Reward yourself with the quality, performance, and extra room in a Ranger aluminum design. Packed with features, these rigs carry an ultra-smooth dry ride and stable platforms. Experience a Ranger aluminum boat today. It's engineered to excel and priced to be yours. Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here.
After your next successful deer hunt, savor the flavor with a Bradley Smoker. They have a whole list of creative recipes for venison with a wide variety of delicious smoky wood flavors. Find out more about making your meal as memorable as the hunt at bradleysmoker.com.
It's 200 streamlined horsepower of Yamaha forward thinking. The all-new F200 inline 4-stroke. Whether you're an offshore angler, pontoon cruiser, bay boater, or walleye hunter, the responsive and fuel-efficient F200 combines amazing power and versatility in one incredibly compact and lightweight package. The all-new F200. Legendary Yamaha reliability and the freedom of forward thinking.
After your next successful hog hunt, savor the flavor with a Bradley Smoker. They have a whole list of creative recipes dedicated to pork with a wide variety of delicious smoky wood flavors. Find out more about making your meal as memorable as the hunt at bradleysmoker.com.
Welcome back to the Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook with Wade Middleton. Wade and Hobie's Keaton Oaf have launched the Hobie Pro Angler on the exclusive Devil's River.
The Devil's River is without question a river that's on everybody's list if they like to do this type of trip. It is a place that is super remote. It's north of Del Rio, quite a ways. The Devil's River actually flows into Lake Amistad, and you can do some 4- and 5-day trips down this river, and the water is just absolutely pristine. I mean, when you look down in it, you can see very deep. You can see the fish, you can see the vegetation, and when you get out here, you know you're in a very remote place that not a lot of people have seen.
They're all in here, Wade. There's a 3-pounder.
Right when we got into the water where we were unloading at, there was a lot of standing vegetation before a set of rapids, and it was kind of slack water. So we're looking around, and I mean, you could see fish immediately swimming around. So I started looking. I mean, that's what I like to do, and I'm looking and casting around. I noticed old Keaton sitting over there. He's just kind of looking at this spot, and he goes, "Man, there's 3 of them right here." Well, you know, being the good friend that I am, I kind of had to paddle over there, and he kind of left, and so I had to start fishing for him a little bit. Keaton found her, but he left her, so I took advantage of it. Golly, it's a big fish.
I don't see him in there. Quit toying with him, Wade.
Huh?
Get him.
Trying. There, the bed is right
In that neck.
There's like those 2 right there. The bed's in between there.
There he goes, coming up on you, see him?
Yeah, I just want to let it sit there and let her settle down and see how she's making passes to her now. I had her fired up. That's the small one. The big one's over there. You ready, Justin? Fucking giant.
God!
God, look at this Devil's River kayak bass. Golly.
Woo! She grew by the time you got her out of the water.
Wow, you want to get a picture?
Wade came over there and jumped my hole and caught a monster right off the bat. So that was a little hard to swallow, but I had a lot of confidence that he could get it done, so that's all right.
Beautiful. Here, is it? She'll go right back heading over there. That's a good one. There's a
Nice
bigger
job.
one there too.
Go get it.
You know, this is about as relaxing as you can get. This is, you look at a backdrop like this, crystal clear, pristine water. I mean, that's unreal.
All right, my main job here is to find them so you can catch them.
I like that. You know, you've been road tripping all over the place, seeing a lot of different sites with these Hobies. I mean, it's pretty exciting to see country like this, to, you know, out on the saltwater, every place.
Yeah, there's nowhere we can't go. You just have to find the right kayak that fits your needs. And you know, today we knew we were going to be fishing some clear water, a big open body, so we went with the pro anglers. And you know, that ability to stand up and catch that fish, you know, number one, to find it, you see it,
yeah,
and then go catch it, is just, you know, it's really not worth the trade.
That's pretty incredible.
When you're going to fish any river system, you really have to take in consideration the areas you're going to be fishing, you know, how shallow it is, how rocky it is, how much moving water versus still water. And luckily at Hobie, I've got kayaks that are going to fit any of our needs. And I actually brought Revolution, an Outback, and then I brought our pro anglers. And I really wanted to look at the area we were going to fish first. And when I saw that we had a nice big mile stretch of open water with limited shoals, you know, the pro angler is just the boat of choice for that. Takes a little more work to get it up and down, but when you get out there and get on the water fishing, it's just a great platform. Had we been in an area with a lot of shoals and a lot of rapids and shallow water, I would have probably gone with an Outback or a Revolution, which is a narrower boat that will help you shoot the shoals better. So it just depends on the area you're going to fish and what product's going to work best for you in that area.
Catch you one over there, Keaton?
Yeah, these things are so pretty.
Oh,
doesn't get old, does it?
No, impossible.
More exclusive Devil's River action when the Fisherman's Handbook returns. The Fisherman's Handbook crew trusts Ranger boats to get them to and from their favorite spots on the water. Let's put your Ranger knowledge to the test. What are the benefits of Ranger's exclusive right track keel? For the answer to this, or to find out more about Ranger boats, visit mydreamrig.com.
For camping, fishing, hunting, or anything outdoors, bring along Arctic Ice. Simply freeze these versatile cooler packs and they're ready to keep your food and drinks cold throughout your outing. Arctic Ice can maintain in a cooler 60% longer than the equal weight of regular ice, and with no more mess or soggy food. Arctic Ice is clean and easy. Alaskan Series can maintain a sub 40-degree cooler for days, and the Tundra Series can keep game frozen till it gets home. Preserve an Arctic refuge in your cooler. Choose Arctic Ice.
Whether your battleground is at sea, offshore, or on the flats, arm yourself to the teeth with Laser Trocar, the first surgically sharpened hook in the world for faster penetration, unmatched holding power. Forged in America from ultra-high carbon steel, featuring the deadly three-sided Trocar point, Laser Trocar hooks bring big-time stopping power to big game fishing. Rule the ocean with Laser Trocar.
At Amphibia, we've resolved to build a product that nobody else offers, using methods that nobody else is using, optimized for life on water and land. The choice of top bass fishing pros. Amphibia frames are designed to fit comfortably no matter how your face is shaped, to stay firmly in place through your most physical activities, and to float in water. Amphibia sunglasses are truly designed for life on the water.
Hobie kayaks provide the ultimate lightweight fishing platforms that will offer anyone what they want when it comes time to hit the water. Hobie Kayak's commitment to innovation, quality, and owner satisfaction is unparalleled in the industry. So when it's time for you to go kayaking, remember there's only one name to remember, and that's Hobie Kayak.
Welcome back to the Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook with Wade Middleton. Brought to you in part by Bradley Smoker, food smoking made easy. Hobie Fishing, Mirage Drive pedal systems. Arctic Ice, preserve an Arctic refuge in your cooler. And by Laser Trocar, surgically sharpened technology.
It's funny, when Wade and I started talking about this trip, there wasn't a lot of pre-fishing other than we both love fishing rivers and we both wanted to fish this river really bad. We fished Amistad before, and it's pretty close. I'd say within 30 miles of Amistad, and this river actually feeds Amistad. So to give you an idea geographically where we are, but our expectations were to come see something we hadn't seen before, and knowing it was going to be clear water, knowing we might get to sight fish a little bit was really exciting for us.
You know, these trips that you do on places like this, there's a lot of different regulations depending on the body of water or the river or wherever, and you really got to study all the regulations before you go do them. You know, here on the Devil's River, it's surrounded by private land, which means you've pretty much got to stay in the river and you've got to be fairly self-sufficient. There's only a couple of outfitters that you can tie into that have access and can give you the right information, and it's really imperative that you note all those rules when you're doing this so that you don't get yourself in a problem and you don't get a landowner upset, because that only makes it harder for future people coming down these rivers. Just missed one there.
There we go.
Get him?
I think I
better
got
one
him this
there,
time.
Keaton.
Yeah, I got a light rod too.
He's a little better than you think he is.
Hang on.
One thing that you can plan on when you're going on the Devil's River float is an opportunity to smallmouth, and possibly the biggest smallmouth of your life. And I've been fortunate to fish in big lakes where you catch big smallmouth, so I kind of keep it in perspective that a smallmouth over 3 pounds on a river float is a beautiful, incredible trophy. And Keaton was kind of going down one of the ledges there, hopping a worm along, and I mean, his rod just loads up, and this thing's like surging and bending and taking line, and he's kind of doubled over, doesn't really know what he has, and I'm kind of unsure. I'm thinking, man, did he snag a carp? Keaton's liable to snag a carp. Yeah, did he catch a catfish? He even mentioned it in there, and I kept waiting for this 4-pound smallmouth to jump out of the water, because that's secretly what I was hoping. And about that time, he goes, big smallie, and I was excited, because to me, seeing a big smallmouth in this clear, pristine river system that we're fishing is something that I wanted to see. That was one of the big reasons I wanted to go on this Devil's River float.
Oh, come on, bad boy.
I want to see him.
It's probably 3, 4.
Really? Oh, good
3.
fish. Good one, Keith.
Come on.
Nice job. Boy, that's a pretty fish.
Pretty fish. Boy, they're dark. Give me a mouth.
Wow. Good one right there. That's a good one. Nice job.
Oh, man. This is my biggest smallmouth ever, Wade.
Is it really?
For sure.
Wow, that is a good one. That is a good one, buddy.
The most exciting thing for me today was catching my biggest smallmouth ever. It was only about 4 pounds, but for me, that's a big one. We don't have a lot of smallies in Texas, and I don't get to fish up north that much. So getting down here and catching, a personal best for me was great.
That is a pretty fish, Keith.
Man alive.
Part of the Devil's River right there.
Just beautiful.
That is awesome. I mean, I saw that rod bend, and you're like, oh, I got a light rod. I don't think so.
Yeah. On rivers, I like using lighter stuff, and
fun.
That fish, I didn't really know until he decided. He didn't know he was hooked there for a while. And then when he went running.
That was too cool, dude. Pap. Nicely done. Don't let these little rivers fool you on not being able to catch big fish. I mean, there's fish in excess of 5 and 6 pounds on the largemouth side and in excess of 4 pounds on the smallmouth side. I mean, many people catch their biggest smallmouth of their life on these little rivers like this, and it's a treat to see them, because they're rare creatures that are living in a rough environment, and you're going down through that environment and you're seeing what they're living and dealing with. I mean, the waterfalls, the rapids, the changing water levels, and I mean, and droughts in this country can be brutal. No, that one's not too happy right there. He's caught pretty good though. There's the Devil's River Smallie right there.
Pretty fish.
That is something else. Look at that. How special is that? Texas Devil's River. You know, all we're doing is going down through here and throwing a mix of soft plastics and hitting all these little cuts and stuff, but the problem is we're missing a lot of fish because we're looking at the scenery around us. I mean, this whole float that you can do that'll actually take you all the way into Lake Amistad. I mean, the scenery is just absolutely gorgeous, and the fishing is a bonus as far as I'm concerned.
When the Fisherman's Handbook returns, Wade and Keaton head back upstream on the Devil's River.
C.A. Richardson here for Power Pole, where every shallow water anchor is designed and tested to be extremely quiet. How quiet? Let's take a look. Hey guys. Great work, guys.
Don't slam the door.
Power Pole, deadly silent to help you catch more fish.
It's for those who get up early on weekends and those who'd rather rough it than take it easy. It's for those who know it's not just a sport, but a way of life. The new Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system keeps food fresh up to 5 times longer with a rugged design and 12-volt adapter cord for easy use in the field, ensuring your game and fish is fresh when you need it. The Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system. Fielded fresh, sealed fresh.
From bass and walleye to crappie in the great outdoors, you deserve more than old school aluminum. Reward yourself with the quality, performance, and extra room in a Ranger aluminum design. Packed with features, these rigs carry an ultra-smooth dry ride and stable platforms. Experience a Ranger aluminum boat today. It's engineered to excel and priced to be yours. Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here.
Welcome back to the Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook with Wade Middleton. Wade and Hobie's Keaton Oaf have floated the relaxing and beautiful Devil's River with a backdrop that has not made the fishing a top priority.
When people talk about decompressing in life and getting away from it all, this is where you can forget everything. I'm a guy that's self-admitted addicted to my iPhone, my email and texting and my phone calls. Even when I'm fishing the biggest, best bass lakes in the nation, I peek at my phone. But here, you're not gonna peek at anything because you might miss some of the most incredible scenery that you're ever gonna see. I mean, when you look at the water and the fish that's swimming by, and you look at the vegetation growing on the sides, and you see all the rapids, and you look up on the hills and the cliffs, and I mean, it's just, the whole world just kind of melts and is forgotten when you're on a float like this. And that's a big part of an adventure like this. You know, say you come down there and only catch 5 fish, big deal. All you gotta do is look around you at the water and what the water has done and created over the past centuries, and you're in awe. Jeff would be proud of me. I'm in his position, rod up about 12 foot, worm out there way deeper than I can touch, which is too deep for me to fish. And I'm shaking his little squirrel tail worm. I'll be honest, it's pretty relaxing.
We definitely caught bigger fish than what we expected. We expected to catch plenty of fish. It's kind of, you know, hey, we always expect to catch fish, so you might as well be optimistic, right? But yeah, we caught bigger fish than we expected. That was really nice. I got to watch Wade do that earlier and came back to the same spot, and there's a few other fish hanging around. You can always learn something. And that's why I like fishing with these guys that are active and do a lot of fishing outdoors. And I haven't done a lot of bed fishing before, and so I let somebody coach me through it that knew what they were doing, and it wasn't that hard. So pretty. I'm gonna let her go so she can get back and do what she does. Look how clear that water is. You can't beat a day on the Devil's River. It's first chance I've got to come fish on this river. I love rivers. It's hard to just, man, it's hard to describe. It's majestic. There's huge, we call them mountains in Texas. Most people call them hills. But this river system right here just feeds the area. And so you've got this gin clear water that is cool and refreshing, and every bush has a thorn on it. So you got to be prepared, but it's definitely worth the trip. So if you get a chance, grab a Hobie and hit the river and just see what it's all about, man. A day exploring is just as good as a day fishing.
I didn't care if I caught a fish. The fish were gonna be the bonus because this is the Devil's River. It is the destination in Texas that I've dreamed about going, and it met and exceeded all of the things I expected. And I'll be frank, I can't wait to come back. I don't know if I'm up for a 4-day trip down this thing because that's a long trip for me, but I can promise you I will float the Devil's River again.
It's been a great trip out to the exclusive Devil's River, and the guys had a great time. Thanks for watching.
How would you like to win some of the baits you're seeing us use on today's show? Or even better, how about winning a fishing trip with me? It's very simple. Go to the Fisherman's Handbook Facebook page, like the page and follow along, and you'll be able to be eligible to win certain prizes and possibly go fishing with me.
G, we're up on the Devil's River with my trusty river dog, G. G lives here on the ranch and has made quite an impression on all of us. And I think he chased us about 5 miles getting back in here this morning, and I stayed along for every part of the trip.